girls. So I wanted to respond to this question really quickly because I feel that many times as instructors and as just general dance facilitators, sometimes we sell a false narrative that if you take a single course or a single class series that you somehow become this fantastic, extremely flexible person. And really and truly it does come with consistency as well as appreciating your own anatomy. Some of us may never be able to get this particular position for reverse winding for several different reasons. It could be you may have bony blocks, meaning that maybe your joints are just not anatomically suited for that particular seated exercise, and so you'll have to do a modification to it. If your heels do not touch your bottom, it doesn't make the exercise less sexy, okay? If it is that you have bulky thighs, posterior thighs, that may also be a reason why your heels may not be able to touch your butt. It's just because you're really thick and there's nothing wrong with that, right? But I'm gonna show you some exercises for the person who is really wanting to try, because another part of it is that you may not have the flexibility, and flexibility is something that can be worked on no matter what your age is. So if you've been working on it for several days on end, months, years, or some people who don't achieve these results until several years, then maybe you may need to go in and see a doctor. But it does take consistency, it's not magical. Dancers and gymnasts and all physical persons, they work hard to get to where it is that they want to be. And I'm saying this from the most humblest part of my heart. So here are some knee range of motion, hip range of motion exercises that can help you to get into the reverse wind position. I'm going to throw in some ankle range of motion too. Okay, so I'm going to start first and foremost with the ankle range of motion. And the first thing you can do for ankle range of motion is, after doing a simple moving like this with the legs, so just to warm up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You can also do up, 2, I'm literally lifting my feet off the floor, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then ankle rotation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Other way. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The next thing you can do for ankle range of motion, you can get on your knee, you can cushion the knee. I'm on a mat right now, and then all you do is just brace forward here. Try to bring the knee gently over the toes. If this is inciting any pain, stop. If the pain is unbearable, get a professional to check it out, okay? Forward. And the good thing about this too, when you go a little bit farther, you are able to also open the hips gently too. So you can do about 10 of this. So 4, 5, 6, also knees. So ankle, knees, and hips are in this exercise. 8, 9, and 10. On the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then for knee range of motion, we're simply going to bend the knees, just like this, here. 2, just press the heel down, curl the toes back.
Someone just turned on a really loud fan, so I'll just narrate and add captions wherever possible here. All right, folks, so now I'm going to do the same heel slides, just that I'm doing it with my legs elevated. Now you can choose either one of these heel slides, whichever one feels more effective for you, you can do it. And when I say effective, I mean that you feel like you are increasing the range of motion in your knees. So if you're doing it in this way and it feels like it's doing something for you, or seated, in that long seated position, then you stick to the one that feels like it's comfortably challenging you to gain more knee range of motion. And now I'm going into the very popular 1990. You may have seen your very famous or your favorite, your most favorite influencer, anyone it is. Especially persons in the gym. The gym babes love to do this, particularly when they're going to get ready to do things like deep squats or just leg day in general. It's excellent for opening the hips. What do you want to ensure you're doing? Look at the position of my feet. You notice when I switch, my knees in relation to my hips are 90 degrees. Maybe from this angle, it's not so perfect, but you want to maintain 90 going into each rotation. And here I'm doing a pigeon pose. Now with a pigeon pose, it's very important to understand that if the leg is in, like I just did, it's a little easier. The more you put the front leg into a box or a 90-degree angle, it's better. I just rotated my hips so that my both hips are squared facing forward. If you need to do this against a wall or a static border that you can hold on to, you can go ahead and do that. And I'm going to switch to the other side. Notice whenever I'm doing this, I first start in a 90-degree angle of the hips and knees, and then I start to slowly inch my leg outward. I also roll over so that the front of my thigh is facing downwards. Now, if that's not available to you, that's fine. I'm just showing you that this is the progression. This is where you want to push the leg. And you notice my front leg is in that square position, and I'm holding on to the wall. So that's a pigeon pose. And now I'm going to be doing one of my favorite exercises. I'm doing hip rotations. I'm going to do 10 rotations outwards, and then I'm going to reverse the rotation and do it in, and I'm going to do this on both sides. This is excellent for opening up the hips, and I did this when I was doing ballet classes, contemporary classical classes back in the day, and it's also a great way to open the hips before any dance class and also any gym day, leg day at the gym. You can do these exercises both before and after your gym program, which is what I'll discuss at the end of this video as well. I wanted to also add that several persons, both male and female, experience pops and cracks when they're doing this, particularly deep in the hip joint. If that is you and there's no pain or any shooting sensation accompanied by that sound, typically it's okay. What I like to tell people is that sometimes it's really just a joint doing a fart. So maybe there's air trapped deep in the joint, and when you move, what actually happens, the tissues push that bubble up to the top, and it makes a pop sound. And so it's okay. I know sometimes it may be embarrassing, but trust me, a lot more persons than you know have these issues, and maybe they don't do the exercises that you're doing in the gym because they have those same sounds. But what I usually do is, because I do hear pops every now and then, particularly on like my right hip, what you can do is just put on your earphones, distract yourself. If they're hearing your pops and cracks, baby, for them business that. Just do what you need to do to keep those hips nice and supple. Here, I'm gonna just sit down in a diamond position, and in this video, I only hold it for a short while. However, you can hold it a little bit longer dependent on how tight you feel or how comfortable this feels for you. I'm also gonna get into a happy baby pose. So all I do is I put some overpressure right at the balls of my feet, and I am opening up my hip joints just like this. Now, you may not want to do this in the middle of a gym, right? It's dependent on your level of comfort. Alright, girls, so now that we have thoroughly warmed up our hips, our knees, our ankles, remember everybody's body is different. You will feel different or warm based on where your body is today, based on your lifestyle. If you're more sedentary, maybe you might need to do the warm up a little bit longer. If you are a little bit more of an active person, you may still need to do the warm up a little bit longer because the activities that you do may not look exactly like this, and so you can't be hard on yourself. If you try this for the first time and it doesn't work, it takes practice. So we're going to now use the function to train the actual movement, right? So first things first, you want to try to get into this position here. So curl the toes under, we call it sits pose in yoga, S-I-T-S, like you're sitting down. Spread the toes on the floor, spread the toes on the floor, and you want to stay in this position for a bit. This here is also stretching the muscles related to the bending of the knee
And remember, this is a very intense posture, so you have to ensure that the knees are thorough. So you want to stay here for about 30 seconds. And then I'm going to put the feet down. So I'm here. Some persons may be right here, right? And maybe you don't have a lot of fluff right here, but that's just where your knees will take you. So the intention is to gently press down into the heels. Now, if you use, for example, a solid surface like a wall and press yourself back, if you're feeling like a stretch and it seems like it's helping, then continue doing it. If you're feeling pain, shocking, burning, bone pain, muscular pain, then back off. It should not feel like pain, just stretching, nice, gentle stretching, okay? So here, I'm just going to, I can already put my bum from this direction onto my heels, but I'm going to place my hands here, and this next training or drill is going to take 30 seconds in this position here, stretching the knee connective tissues. And I'm going to take a break. Even though I say 30 seconds, you can take frequent breaks in between. And now, we're doing the same thing. I'm going to now, instead of having my feet in parallel, I'm going to turn my knee out, toes are curled, and I'm going to hold on to this position here. If you want to turn and face the wall here, you can still do that, but since I'm opening my legs, my mat is very narrow, and so I'm going to practice in this direction. So here we go. One, pressing sitting on my heels, or if you're here, pressing back. So 1, 2. Alright, and then we're going to fold, then we're going to untuck the toes, and we're going to sit back. My knees are in the same position, and I'm sitting back on my heels. Again, if it is that you cannot sit back on the heels, press angular, open my legs here. I don't like doing this here because my knees are in contact with the hard floor. Ouch, 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 ouch. But just so you see, because we're going into the reverse right position now, and you're pressing back, press, and you can tuck the bum under, press, tuck the bum under, and press, okay? You can do about 10 of those. And now your hips should feel a little bit more open, your ankles a little bit more open, your toes a little bit more stretched. And so we're going to hold the farthest that you can go, hips to heel angle, or we're going to try to hold as close as possible. Okay, so for example, if you are here, you hold it, here, hold it, here, you hold it. Alright? Turn your back, hold for 30 seconds. Or shorter. And then of course, depending on how wide the hips are, you can slide the knees open. Slide the knees open. This won't work for everybody. And before we move on, one of the things I want you to think about too, as many women, when they come to my class, ouch, going on the tough floor again, they tend to tuck the tailbone under. When you release the tailbone back, it opens the hip a little bit more. Even though you may not go down into a full pancake split, it opens the hip more and gets you more to that position of hips going back, hips getting down onto the heels. Alright, so don't tuck the bum under. Only tuck the bum under when we're doing the hip loosening exercise. So let's do that hold for 30 seconds. Slide the hips down, tuck the tailbone back, sit. If you can, if you're hovering up, make sure the tailbone is back. Hold it here. And of course, you can take frequent breaks, allow gravity to pull the center of your body down to the floor. As far down as you can go. And we're doing 4 forward, 4 side. Here we go. 2, 1. 1 and back, 2 and back, 3 and back, 4 and back. Now, side hip, 2, 3, 4. Then side, back, side, forward. This one, side, back, side, forward. Around 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So again, I can't stress enough how much I know that this position is very intense. I have taught it before. I've lived through it before, so I know it's very intense on the knees, the ankles, and the hips. And so it's very important that you obey your body, listen to it, appreciate wherever it is at this point in time. If you are unable to do this movement after just this one video, okay, it's the first time you're doing it in your entire life, okay, you need to practice. Discipline is what it's going to take you to the next level. So you can do this like once or twice a week, every week. Add it to your fitness routine. The great thing is that it's excellent for opening the hips after, for example, a leg day at the gym. So after leg day at the gym, just go to the aerobic room like what I actually did today. I had a leg day today, and just do these stretches. It will open back up the hips, because leg days, especially if you're going as heavy as I am or as intensely as I am, tend to tighten up those hip joints, and you have to tighten up the hip joints in order to make them stable and to support you while you're lifting heavy, like squats, hip thrusts, and all those things. You need to make sure you have stable, strong joints. We don't want them to be all limbery and ballerina-ish, right? So it's very good that after, in order to be able to continue to be able to dance sexy after you do your fitness routines, you want to come work on your range of motion so you can maintain your flexibility while as an adjunct to getting stronger in the gym. I hope I have not totally confused you, but just saying that you can do this once or twice a week, particularly if you have a gym routine. Alright, thank you all so much. I hope to see some of you at my October Sensual Dance series. It's going to be online. It's going to be every Wednesday starting October 8th and finishing October 29th. That's October Sensuality series. I'm going to drop the flyer right here.